Alright, hi guys, welcome back to PKFX YouTube trading channel. So this is a very quick trade update on the last 4 trades that I took last few days. And unfortunately, the trade did go into my direction. 3 out of 4 did go into my direction, but all the trades were pretty much stopped out or wicked out before it actually went into my direction. So I just want to document this accordingly and see what went wrong over here. So the first trade being NZDUSD. So this was I would say a fantastic trade that I entered that actually got wicked out. In fact, like if I really zoom in, like I literally got wicked up like by 1 pip exactly over here, and that's that's kind of sad because the market, after wicking me out, eventually rallied to pretty much my take profit direction. And the point where it wicked out was pretty much the point that I had my stop loss in. So if only I had my stop loss slightly higher, something like this, or even something like this, I would have still been in the trade and I would have been in profits. So sadly, it is what it is. Unfortunately, I entered based on the lower time frames shifting into a sell, and unfortunately, upon shifting into a sell, it did shift back again into a buy, went all the way to my stop loss, hit my stop loss in terms of just wicking me out, and then eventually going into my direction. So yeah, shit happens. This happens. I just did not expect this to happen for every single trade that I took. Nevertheless, this was a loss for me. Overall, this I would say was a pretty decent trade because if I were to hold this trade after a few days, eventually the market rallied towards my take profit, and I think it's probably going to hit my take profit as well. Uh, but however, I have to record it as a loss, and I've already documented this as a loss. So NZDUSD, I lost this trade. The next trade was CADJPY. Again, same thing. I waited for the lower time frames to show that it is bullish and it's going towards my direction. And in fact, for this particular trade, same thing as well, right? I waited for the shift of structure, pullback, and an engulfing before I entered this trade. But however, upon entering, the market eventually pulled back and kind of wicked me out once again, and it pretty much currently it's rallying towards the profit direction, which I believe eventually will go towards the take profit as well. So once again, I was pretty much right in terms of the direction, but maybe I entered too early. In fact, I marked this blue line over here to say that it's going to pull back up to here, and if I really look at it, it did pull back up to there. So probably this was a premature entry. And another point is, I gave this a 1 to 2.5 risk to reward. If I chose to give it a 1 to 2 risk to reward, something like this, right, I would have still been in the trade as well. So again, this one is purely, I would say, my mistake over here, because I was the one who decided to go for a 1 to 2.5 instead of 1 to 2. And if I maintained the 1 to 2, I would have still been in this particular trade. So yeah, I've documented this particular trade as a loss as well. And now USD CHF. So USD CHF, the weekly was a sell, daily was a sell, and the 4-hour was a sell. So when I had this pullback and a push towards the downside, I entered upon this 4-hour break towards the downside. In fact, I actually had a decent candle closure, which I waited, and it broke significantly below, shifting the 30 minutes and 1 hour into a sell. And I entered this trade and it continued to rally towards the downside. However, it eventually pulled back and shifted again the structure back into a buy, and it hit my stop loss. I did not update and I waited to see what happens, right? If this was just an issue with the stop loss placement. I don't think so. It was a stop loss placement because I was way above this particular zone, this box that I marked in. And it was correct. It broke above, came back and retest, made it a support, and continued pushing towards the upside. So I would say this is one of the trade that I would say it is actually a valid loss. Even though the 4-hour is a sell, I was completely wrong in terms of the direction. As we can see in the blue line, I was aiming for the market to actually go below but it actually broke above. So this loss I'm willing to take. It is completely fine. I was completely wrong with the direction. But the most painful one was actually gold, the trade for gold, because once again, I was extremely correct in terms of the market direction. And in fact, this actually broke, even passed through my TP for a beautiful 1 to 3.5, sorry, 1 to 3.3 risk to reward right now. So this would have been a fantastic trade, but unfortunately, even this trade wicked me out as well. Like, this was my stop loss placement, right? And it was above the area of interest. But I had all the confluences that I needed. Even the 4-hour was actually a sell over here, even though it was a counter trend trade. It actually broke clearly below here, and I entered the trade, and unfortunately upon entering, the market literally reversed back on me. So all three trades pretty much wicked me out, reversed back on me, before eventually going into my direction and eventually pushing further. So yeah, this was news related. This was because of the Fed chair speaking today, and that's what eventually moved the market today. But nevertheless, if I were to look at just the technicals of it, I was right in terms of the direction, but maybe my entry was quite early. If I entered somewhere around here or somewhere around here, I would have hit my take profit as well. But no issues. I am willing to take this loss, understanding that I got wicked out in 3 trades. I risked about 0.5%, 0.5%, 0.5%, and 1% over here. So I risked about 2.5%, and sadly I lost the entire 2.5%, which was supposed to be actually 2 wins, 1 in profits and only 1 losses, right? So I'm supposed to be up by 2% at minimum, but unfortunately I'm down by 2.5%. But I documented every single thing accordingly in my journal, to be as honest as possible, to see what actually happened. And I reported all the 4 losses as losses. And before even that 4 losses, I had another 3 losses. So I had 7 back-to-back losses. I'm back at my losing streak once again. So I'm not going to trade for the week. In fact, the week is pretty much done. And I'll just see what the market does once the market closes, and I'll analyze for the next week, and I'll see for future opportunities next week, right? So I gotta figure out how to, break past through this losing streak. I can clearly see I did not make much of a mistake over here, except for that one particular trade, which was CADJPY, where I decided to go for a 1 to 2.5. If it was a 1 to 2, I would have still been in the trade. But regardless of all this, I got wicked out. So yeah, shit happens. I'm gonna just keep going for the following week. All right. Thank you so much for your time, guys, and wish you guys all the very best, and have a good day. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.